evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the graduation and presentation of certificates and the graduation dinner. The Commonwealth University, in collaboration with the London Graduate School, has over the years organized the Dubai Leadership Summit for top management, which has always been attended by top executives from different parts of the world. And after days of brainstorming and exchanging ideas and networking, we normally end with a dinner like this and accept certificates and honor our graduates. Therefore, the purpose of this evening is to undertake that, have our graduates celebrate with themselves, their loved ones that they have invited, receive their certificates, and the honor done to them by the Commonwealth University. On the right here, we have the faculty that has engaged with you in the past 3 days. I'll start with the Director of Studies, London Graduate School, Professor David Yonem, who has been on and off because of some challenges he had when he arrived Dubai. Prof, Yonem. Next to Prof is Dr. Angelo. Angelo is a coach, a mentor, a consultant, and has shared experiences with us for the past 3 days. Dr. Angelo is from South Africa. Next to him, Dr. George Reeve is coming from Thailand, but a German. He has also constantly shared his experience with participants of the Dubai Leadership Conference. He also interfaces with UNESCO and has been very useful connecting Commonwealth University with UNESCO activities. Professor Reeves. Next, we have a young man who has been with us, who also shared his experience at the e-learning class, Etienne Odin. He's a management specialist and has an MBA. Mr. Odin, you are welcome. Next to Odin is Dr. Yemisi, who shares experiences in the area of health management and health tips for top executives. She's an entrepreneur and has an NGO in the health management sector. Yemisi, welcome. Last but not the least is our leader. He is the Chancellor of the Commonwealth University, Professor Mike Addison. He's from London, and he has been able to give us guidance and leadership in the past years, and he's very strong and hopeful to continue to give us that leadership. You're welcome, sir. And your anchor for this evening, Oketo Gabriel Moti. Thank you very much as we proceed. We now invite the Chancellor, Professor Michael Addison, to make remarks and formally welcome you to the graduation ceremony. Chancellor, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and thank you very much for coming tonight. I want to thank the delegates again, who've been amazing. They've interacted and engaged really well with us over the last 3 days. And, you know, we've learned a lot from you, and I hope you've learned a lot from each other as well, and you've made sort of good and lasting friendships. So thank you for that, and I hope you found it a rewarding and enjoyable experience. I want to thank also friends and family, and there's lots who've come tonight, which is great, so welcome to you. A very big thank you to all our admin team, who, while we just sit and listen to each other talking for 3 days, they do all the work, so thank you to Farnham and his team for that. And a special thanks to Safai, who looks after us as he has done for a long time, every time we've come to Dubai. And he has this knack of doing about 20 different things at the same time. And he's just wonderful for it. I don't know what we'd do without him. Thank you. So we've had a very, lots of different countries representing amongst the delegates this year and this time, and it's good. You can share ideas and understand different cultures, and it's a thoroughly rewarding experience. And in a world that's sort of closing in on itself a bit, and where sort of bigotry and intolerance are in the ascendancy, it's a refreshing change. Currently, education is going through a huge, amazing revolution. And if you go back, not very long, if you go back maybe 20 years, then the vast majority of people studying higher education, it would follow the traditional route. They'd go to school, they'd then go to university, and then they'd put their books away up in the loft, and then they'd start their careers, and they never look at their books again. And this whole thing is changing so dramatically. And this distinction between study and work, it's becoming very blurred. And I think it's a big advantage, because I think when you're working, I think if you study and keep retraining and getting fresh ideas and getting updated on latest theories, it's a big help to your work. And certainly when you're studying, the experiences that you get through your work are enormously valuable. I notice a difference in terms of our full-time students between the ones who have come fresh from school and those who have done a little bit of work before. It's totally different. And generally, I think you benefit more from your studies if you've been in the workplace for a year or two beforehand. And the other thing is that with the expansion of online education, things have just changed out of all proportion. So I think it's like 75% of Americans under the age of 30 have at one time or another studied an online course. It's just a phenomenal change. And it's got huge advantages. It's got the advantage that you can study where you are, where you want. You can combine it with work. You can combine it with family commitments. It makes studying possible now, where it was totally impossible just a few years ago. And the other thing that's changed so much is in terms of transnational education. That is sort of studying for a degree from one country while remaining in your own country. And actually, if you look at UK degrees, I think there's about 3 or 4 times as many international students studying for those qualifications from their own country as are actually coming to the UK. And I'm sure that's the same picture for lots of other countries like the States or Canada or Australia. And in our small way, Commonwealth University is really following that trend. We have seminars and summits like the one in Dubai over the last few days. And we have seminars in lots of different places. We have them in London, we have them in Ghana, Singapore, Cameroon, Benin, where else, David? Rwanda. Yeah, and more to come. We're always looking for new places to hold these summits. So that's part of it, and also a part of it is people who study for our qualifications at undergraduate and postgraduate and doctoral level, and they do it. They can do it online. And the other side is the transnational side, because Commonwealth University has got its own university college in Benin, and people study there, and they can get a qualification from Commonwealth University, but also they can get a qualification from Costa Rica as well, through our links with the Costa Rican University, whose name I can never pronounce, so I apologize for that. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay. So, you know, we're growing quite quickly, and I really hope those of you who have come to this, to Dubai over the last 3 days, I hope you'll stay with us and you'll be part of our growth in the years to come. So thank you again, and have a good evening and a safe trip home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chancellor, for your warm remarks. While he was making his remarks, 2 of the faculty members came in. I'd like to take 1 second or 2 to introduce them. Professor Jerry Agada. Professor Jerry Agada has one time been a Minister of Education in Nigeria. Next to him is Professor Tiavia Dennis. Professor Dennis is currently working with the Benue State, a state or province in Nigeria, as the Commissioner for Education. We move on to the next, which is the presentation of certificates. We have 2 sets of certificates.